When I see a black man and one man, I think of strength, black empowerment we have within, building community development. Let's continue to build our own. Let's continue to stay strong. Motivation, no matter the hate, no stopping. You just go. Listen up to Quan, John, and Queen P for giving us a voice. Speak up for what's yours and yell and make that noise. We are kings and we are queens. Melanated royalty, just getting started. Loving self, self and knowledge. Stack that wealth. Motivational motors, y'all.
Booyah, back at you, Motivation Motors, where we speak and have discussions with interesting, innovative Black people who've overcome adversity en route to prosperity. You got your boy, Quan John, and Miss Portia Mystique. What's going on, Queen?
Hey.
Yeah, back at you. Yo, this episode right here is very dear to me, man. You know what I mean? We got my brethren, for real. You know, this is family. You know what I mean? For real. You know, we got my man, James Jones Jr. You know what I mean? He's an event planner. He's an inspirational speaker. You know what I'm saying? He's a community leader. And he is the executive producer and director of Freedom, North Carolina, hitting the theaters in Washington, North Carolina, October 9th, 2021. What's up, King? What's going on, baby?
What's good, man? Bless King.
Yeah. Yo, man. When B Smooth, that's our childhood name for Billy. You know what I'm saying? When B Smooth hit me up and was like, yeah, you know, I'm going out to North Carolina and you know, I'm about to take care of some business down there. I'm like, well, what you going down there for? He was like, yeah, James Jr. got the movie coming out. I'm like, what? He got the movie coming out. I'm like, yo, I really need to be graced and blessed by his presence so he can let me know what's that whole process like. Because when laymen such as myself, when I think about filmmaking, I'm quite sure, you know, I mean, I just think about like, yo, how the hell do they do that? You know what I'm saying? How do they, you know, because in my opinion, I don't know, I'm gonna ask you, Ken, because you've actually done it. Would you say that the actual thought of making a film is harder than actually doing it? What would you say? What's your thought behind that right there? The thought of actually conceptualizing it.
It's a challenge, you know. You got to understand, man, coming into a film where, you know, there's a few that's out there that I've researched, man. I have no experience at all. Never went to school or any type of film school of anything, man. So everything was basically just kind of started at the bottom. I had to learn from what I had to learn. Right at the very bottom, man. You know what I mean? So just getting out there and just doing what I can do, man, pulling what was in me out of me. Right. I think that's what it's all about. You know, we
good point.
We have the potentials, we have the gifts, we have the talents and the gift, you know, everything that's within us. You understand what I'm saying? So we, you know, in our journey, man, we have to learn, man, to, you know, a lot of things that we feel that is outside of us that we have to attach to us. It's not. It's not that difficult. We have to just kind of learn to just pull it out of us. It's within us, man. So that film art has always been a part of me, man. And I just had to learn how to pull it out.
Wow. Now, we here to pick your brain because, like I said, I'm still flabbergasted. And I ain't flabbergasted because I'm just happy to know somebody that actually has made a film. You understand? Not many people can say that. Like, yo, for real, my people's made the movie. They're like, what? Your people's direct? Yeah. He created the joint. So this is a big deal for me, man. For real. So my thing is, can you speak about some of the chapters in your life that led up to this epiphany of, I'm going to make a movie? What led up to this thought process of, I can do this? What were the monumental moments in your life that led up to this? That you would say?
I would say, man, I came home back in 2017, living in Atlanta for about 4 years. And I believe it was September or August of that year. I ended up doing like an educational music video, right? And at that time, I wasn't the one shooting it. That wasn't my thing, you know. I even though I had a video editing for over, 16 years of experience, shooting wasn't my thing, you know.
Right.
So the particular guy that actually shot this video, you know, after we actually did the video, I watched it over and watched it over, man. And I'm like, man, this is pretty dope, right?
Yeah.
So as I watched it each time, I saw something different. And I said to myself, I'm like, man, I can do something a bit greater, you know, a little more in depth than what this video can be able to put out there into the masses.
Right.
And it was like right there when it hit me, and it was like, man, do a film. And Cuzzo, you got to understand. I mean, like I said, I don't have any experience, so I didn't know where to start, who to go to. You know, I mean, I've met great people in Atlanta who did videography and film working and whatnot, but I mean, I didn't know where to start besides, you know, reaching out to those kind of people that I did network with, man, in Atlanta, man. So going into that process, you know, beginning to write scripts and all of that, man, I've just begun to just start to put stuff on the pad, man.
Okay.
It was simple as that. You know, I mean, I got the vision, and then the vision was as plain, and I saw it, and I just kind of started writing it down. On top of that, I'm still making phone calls and trying to find a filmmaker, a cinematographer to actually shoot this film. And I called maybe about 3 or 4 of them in Atlanta that I've have, you know, network in the past, man. And those guys was a little bit above my pay rate, you know.
They was trying to charge
my budget, man.
I got you.
And I'm like, man, you know. So at that time, I was getting a bit frustrated, man. And I came back in this room. I came in this room here, and this is where all the creative thoughts and the great juices and the ideas come from, man. When I sit there and be able to ponder on certain things, and it hit me right then and there. There was a voice in my ear said, "Why don't you do it?"
Wow.
You know, so I'm like, you know, I'm talking within me, you know, me.
Right.
Why not? Why not you?
Why not you?
You know, so it was from there, you know, when I said, okay, man, I'm gonna do this. You know, I'm gonna do this. So without any camera experience and none of that, I had to learn that. You know, editing and shooting cameras, it ain't too far from its niche. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha. It's connected.
It's connected in a way. You know, I mean, you know, I got 16 years of experience of editing, but when I first kind of picked up the camera, it was actually a phone. Same things that, you know, the same little electronic device that we own right now.
Really?
A smartphone.
You know, I turned that phone horizontal and began to start kind of practicing. Same basic things that's on a camera. It's almost the same basic things that's on a camera.
True. Absolutely.
On your phone camera, you know.
That's right.
So I just began to start just playing with it, man.
What kind of phone was it?
It was a Note 4 at that time.
Wow.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, it was a Note 4. Yep.
So let me get this straight. You pick up the phone because, like I said, this is a very interesting, you know, this is a learning moment for people.
Yeah.
You understand? Because people usually think we need the grandiose items in life to actually fulfill our dreams, and we don't. You understand? So you picked the phone up that was already in your possession.
Yeah.
Hit the streets.
That's it, man. I picked the phone up and began to just learn the basic tools that was on those phones. You know, as I learned that it was almost the same. You got the same basic features that's on the actual cameras on the actual phone, man. So I've end up learning how to do, you know, work those certain modes without even having the camera in at the time, man. It was a minute before I actually got a camera. So I started shooting with the phone, playing or whatever, putting some of my B-rolls on.
Yeah.
Facebook, whatever.
What is that? What you said, B-rolls? What does that mean?
Pretty much, you know, B-rolls is basically it's pretty much it's a video. Basically, a lot of times when I look at B-rolls, it's pretty much I do a lot of panning. I do a lot of shifting. That's basically from left to right. You panning left to right, right to left, up and down. A lot of B-rolls don't have audio, you know, so it's basically silent, you know what I'm
silent,
saying? So,
and the camera's just shifting.
Yeah, it's just shifting from one object to another, fading in from here, fading in from there. But I just began to just kind of start practicing on, you know, just pretty much just panning, and using my body as that pretty much that tool, you know, and the camera was actually what I was using, you know. So I learned that, man, and I began to kind of start putting it on Facebook, you know, just to kind of get just the feedback from the people. And a few people started hitting me up like, yo, how much you charge, man, to do a music video? And just remember, I wasn't thinking about doing no type of music video, none of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you mean? You know, so he was like, yo, I want to do a music video. I'm like, man, I'm just practicing right now. And I had to be 100 honest with him, like, I'm not using the actual camera. This is a phone I'm using. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just the way that I edit. People couldn't tell it, you know, that I was using a phone. And man, I don't care, man. What you know what I mean? Like, yo, I need that. I need that service, man.
You started getting attention.
I felt that it was needed, you know. So I started charging $50, you know, doing little videos, and went up about 75, but I didn't go no higher than that at the time. I felt like I didn't have the right tool. Because I felt like you can do it. If you got a phone, you can do it. You know? You know what I mean? But it took off from there, you know, and I guess, you know, just hearing it from outside of people, outside of myself, of, you know, just the quality and how it looks, and it just did something to the brain, man, where I'm like, okay, boom, I'm gonna grow on this, you know, I'm gonna definitely invest into this thing here. So that's what I ended up doing, man. I ended up getting a guy who really believed in me and then actually invest into a cinema camera.
Wow.
And from there on, that was history, brother.
Portia.
Wow. So, okay, let me get this straight. So after you were just kind of doing like freelance filming for people with your phone, it led to somebody investing in you from there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He's seen the potential, and you know, he asked me, you know, type of camera you need, you know, at that time, man.
Wow.
At that time, I was looking at pretty much like cinema cameras. You know, you actually have your DSLRs, those are your photography cameras, and then you have your cinema cameras, you know, cameras that's used to shoot films and documentaries. So I told him, I'm looking into a filmmaking camera, you know.
Right.
You know, it can be a bit pricey, but you know, I kind of kept it 100 with him, and he invested into it, man. You know, and got my first camera, you know. So I began to start shooting with that, and that's where I actually began. It was the end of that process. I finished. I was almost through with the script, you know, not quite done yet. So I began to start, you know, pretty much using that camera on set. You know, that was my first official camera. We began to use on set, and we started in 2019.
This gentleman is your new master. You going to Georgia, girl.
It's time to go.
Now, I need all this work done before Miss Ward gets back. Now get your ass back to work.
Oh, hell no. I killed as many of them before I let anything happen to me or my family. I've been holding on for so long, nothing else to hold out for.
The situation you in different than anybody else's. And the only thing that didn't make me break was my faith in God. So I advise you to get some.
You got this whole thing figured out. Who else knows about this plan? All you gotta do is get it figured out.
If I take her in my house, it's on you, Billy.
I was doing this whether you like it or not.
Me out. Good evening, y'all. Sarah's gonna be living in the big house coming tomorrow.
You just gotta trust me. I promise I can do this. Your daddy tried to do what you doing, and you know what? I hate him for it. I was cause no trouble.
I know you ain't gonna cause no trouble, because if you do, there's a tree out there with your name all over it.
Please. You know, somebody gonna get that woman real good one day. Let's just hope I'm still here to see it happen.
I miss Mama, Papa.
I miss it too, Tilly. Oh, Sarah.
Yes, Miss Ward?
Welcome to the big house.
Gotcha. Sarah. Now I'm in this house. They got me dressing all different. Trying to make me talk all different.